While the central thesis is that inclusive institutions lead to prosperity and extractive ones to stagnation, the source also acknowledges that extractive institutions can sometimes generate some growth. Not all extractive institutions are created equal.
Right. It outlines two ways this can happen. First, elites can directly allocate resources to high-productivity activities they control. The Caribbean islands from the 16th to 18th centuries are an example.
The early industrialization of the Soviet Union from 1928 to the 1970s is another example. Despite highly extractive political and economic institutions, the state used its power to move resources from inefficient agriculture into industry, achieving rapid growth.
The second way is when extractive political institutions permit the development of somewhat inclusive economic institutions. This can happen if the elite's position is secure enough that some inclusive moves won't threaten their political power, or if historical circumstances leave an extractive regime with existing inclusive economic institutions that they choose not to block.
South Korea under General Park is a key example of this second type. After his 1961 coup, Park led an authoritarian regime, but it operated within a society already supported by the United States and an economy with essentially inclusive economic institutions. He felt secure enough to actively promote economic growth, partly because his regime wasn't directly supported by extractive economic institutions. The Soviet Union, in contrast, never made such a transition. Its growth eventually ran out of steam in the 1970s and collapsed in the 1980s and 90s. China today shows elements of both Soviet and South Korean experiences, rapid growth under extractive institutions, with the Communist Party playing a central role in resource allocation, but little sign of a transition to inclusive political institutions. This suggests a South Korean-style transition is less likely for China. Even with some growth, extractive institutions usually don't lead to sustained economic growth, especially not the kind driven by creative destruction.
Please click the button below to watch the full video.